get everything on the record.
The record button is separate from the stream button. All right, here we go.
And the record.
We are live. We are live and in full effect, I believe.
Hey.
We are in the building. Eternal Invite is back. Oh!
Hey,
Oh.
hey.
Hey, you didn't have,
Hey.
I saw your message a little bit late. Oh, wow. Everybody's popping in at the same
Hey.
time.
We wanted to make an entrance.
I see.
Right. Dang.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Good. How are you guys?
I'm good.
And look at Amanda over there glowing and stuff.
Yes,
Y'all see her pictures on
we did.
Twitter? I was like, oh, she just gonna come through and just like slay for
Wow.
and that's
Right.
And I mean, we already wished you happy birthday, but happy belated birthday for the people of the stream out there. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. I'm different.
You're different now.
It was so last week.
I'm tripping. I gotta share my
you
screen
in
with
a
y'all.
garage somewhere, Sean, or like what's going on with the coat, sir?
Oh, I'm just. Yeah, so I'm just. I'm just like cold.
He getting,
Are you?
So,
he getting that
RT?
privacy.
right.
He's trying to get that privacy, that isolation.
Privacy.
For the audio
Yes,
listeners that might be out there, Sean Uppercut is wearing a Santa suit, Santa hat, Santa beard. He's bundled up. That's for the audio listeners.
Full Santa. Christmas in January.
Right.
My
It's like a cross between Santa Claus, the Kool-Aid Man, and the Michelin Man.
yes. I'm the Stay Puft Michelin Man.
He's in the garage. He's wearing 5 tires as a suit.
Oh
Audio
yeah.
listeners, I wish you could see it.
Right.
You got to start watching the live podcast, guys. I'm telling you.
Right. Like I said, oh yeah, and I thought like it was Kool-Aid Man and a mix of that and Macho Man. So it's the Macho Kool-Aid Man.
Macho Kool-Aid, man. Oh,
Did you
boy.
have a snowball in your hand a minute ago?
Yeah, this is. I'm in the laundry room, so I got a
Okay.
dryer ball.
Oh, snap.
So
What's
Yeah.
a dryer ball?
it apparently like leaves your clothes a little bit fluffier, or I guess
Mm.
like it's like fabric softener, kind of like. So
Okay.
you throw it in the dryer with the dryer balls.
Are the kids
it's
eating
like-
them yet?
No. Mojo does though. Mojo will
Ah.
definitely snatch the dryer. Mojo's my dog, and
The
and he will
animals are
snatch
ahead
a
of the
dryer
curve.
ball.
So
Mhm.
is it one dryer ball per load? I've never heard of a dryer ball.
Yeah,
on
me
my
neither. This is new.
Right now.
Yeah. It's like we got like 3 or 4 of them. You put them in there and like
Do laundry the way rich people do. They got and what
Right. I mean, he already beat me at in-unit washer and dryer. I am
Cause
defeated.
I'm like throwing 7,000 dryer sheets into the dryer.
Why
Yes.
do y'all do
You
that?
like fire hazards.
Exactly. I'm like black people. PSA. You do not need to season your laundry. You only need one sheet. It's really for static clean and for a
Black people love seasoning.
lavender. Like stop 18 sheets in here. Like, doing the Salt Bay with the dryer sheets, that's so unnecessary. Y'all
Hey,
I'm the whole box.
oh my god.
you get
One
2
box
uses out the
alone.
family
They
size
repel
box.
each other.
2
Forget
loads.
static clean. They just on opposite sides of your closet from that on.
Your clothes levitating when you come out.
And then I also use liquid fabric softener.
Ah.
Oh my god,
I don't even know how to comment on this no
I
more.
know.
y'all are perfumed.
Right. I was gonna say like
Go take your next dip in somebody's lake and you wonder why your skin feels slimy. Like, hey, why did it feel springtime fresh out here? And my skin is slick. That's why.
Oh
All
my
that is
God.
washing into the river.
Yeah, you know how like lake water is always like disgusting looking. It'll just be like a circle around her where it's just clear.
right.
Like what the hell?
I can see all the way to the bottom of this lake water. I
No.
did my laundry.
Right.
Oh Lord Jesus.
I know. You know what? I feel like you and I should talk because there are probably a lot of things that I'm doing laundry wise that you would probably be nails on the chalkboard because also like washing all the clothes is one load.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I do that. I don't.
Yeah.
I stopped separating stuff a long time ago.
yeah.
Like when the baby was little, I would separate his stuff, but other than that, it's all the same.
Yeah.
Came out with like what cold water Tide like 10 years ago, so you really ain't got to use hot water like that, you know. And these high efficiency machines, like it's been some changes in the laundry game, so that ain't too bad.
Okay. But I'm forever washing clothes in hot water. I don't personally believe cold water gets clothes clean. Please enlighten me.
Well, in general, when you use water, water is really one of the best solvents that we have. Solvents basically just help like remove dirt and grime, or I should say like particulates or whatever the case is.
Hold on. I feel the need to remind the viewers, this person is an actual chemist.
Chemical engineer.
Chemical engineer. I'm sorry. Chemical engineer.
I hate to be a jerk. There's a distinction because they have a higher level of understanding of the chemical molecules than I do, and I take that and I put it in the system and make things that you guys like.
Okay.
Wow.
Cocaine.
We out here breaking bad now.
In addition to being a comedian, so you can't have somebody that does both.
Right. Oh.
Okay.
Heisenberg.
Laundry.
Water. So when it comes to laundry, like you used to use hot water with the agitation, but as long as you have soap in there, water in and of itself is going to be used to clean and break down things. The temperature basically helps break
It's like
down
the molecules, right?
Yeah, like seriously, like the hotter it is, the more the molecules move around. So if you even go back to basic chemistry, and I actually just did this a few weeks ago. Like, I don't know why I'm nerdy like this, but whatever. So when it's frozen or it's solid, the molecules are packed together. As they heat up those molecules, they start to like move around a bit more. And then once you get to steam, they're just like all over the place. That's why water is not.
Right. Thank you.
But when you have hot water, you have a higher increase in friction. So you have those molecules kind of working together to help break down whatever that dirt and oil is that's in there. So hot water is better, but you can still clean effectively with cold water. Because you still have particles that are going to move. They're just not frozen together.
Knowledge. Use your common sense.
Wow.
And you guys are in my superpower.
This is the group for this conversation. This is absolutely the group for this conversation.
I like it.
Wow. Yeah, that was an excellent explanation.
Oh, thank you.
And correct me if I'm wrong and remembering this incorrectly, but soap is an emulsifier. Is that correct?
Soap as an emulsifier.
Am I using that properly?
You're mixing two things that are normally not able to be mixed together. So soap more so, what would I call it? I wouldn't call it emulsifier because you're actually extracting like oil and dirt out of whatever's in there to remove it. Mm-hmm. So it's almost like entrapping it within the molecules or whatever. So it's kind of like trying to find the best way to describe it, but I wouldn't call it an emulsifier.
Okay.
Like when you shake your like salad dressing together, that's more of like an emulsion because you have like the oil phase mixed with the stuff that's in there, and it's like almost one phase, but not quite. Or even I think mayo, because you are taking oil and mixing it with egg. That's a good example of an emulsion because those two things normally do not go well together, but we beat them together and then they stick together. They don't separate.
I wonder who thought of that.
Right.
You know what? There's
My
a
brothers
few
and sisters.
That's actually a good one, but one thing that I might explain to me how they came up with, completely off topic, is foie gras, because who decided to like force feed these poor, what is it, ducks or geese or something? Like, I want this fatty liver and it has to be made by force feeding this one animal to get it to that point, and this is going to be delicious. Like, what sick son of a bitch thought of that?
I was just going to ask you, I was going to ask you to remind me what that was exactly, because I've seen the word and heard it a bazillion times.
I think it's a
foie gras?
Duck liver or something. I'm not going to eat it. I don't do organ meat.
So they feed them a particular plant until they die from being fed this plant, or they?
Yeah, they're like fattened, and it's supposed to make the liver or whatever the organ is like tender and juicy. And I'm like, that just sounds disgusting and cruel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've thought about that before too, just as far as like the idea of cooking in general, like somebody deciding like I gotta kill this and eat it, but not only eat it, I gotta do some weird list of things to it before I eat it, cutting it up
Right.
in a weird way, like you say, stuffing it full of something,
Right.
sprinkling bark on it because it tastes good.
Sprinkling bark.
I mean,
Yeah, like-
that's what some seasoning is. It's fucking bark.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm
Like,
saying?
who,
Like
who
this,
were the first people to
Yeah,
like,
that's
think of these things?
this is a cave full of sickos, like you said,
Yeah, right.
and they're getting sick with
I-
it.
Correct. That soap can be an emulsifying agent.
Oh, snap.
Excuse me. I'm
I
like,
don't-
is it?
I just be remembering random stuff and don't have no use for it. Zero use.
Somebody in the comments said it adds flavor.
Oh,
Are you
yeah.
saying that soap adds flavor to the laundry? Like, if I was trying to teach my kids how to do laundry and I use this type of metaphor.
They might have been
would say-
talking about the animals.
Okay, 'cause I don't know. I would say soap is like salt.
And none of y'all have any of y'all had foie gras?
Mm-mm.
I haven't had it
I
either.
have not.
Oh, you talking about the bark? Gotta
Right.
throw twigs and berries in.
I gotta put this chat where we can see it better, cause it's
Oh, he was talking about the bark. I'm sorry.
oh, whoops. Oh,
It's my weirdo mind.
no, nothing's wrong with your mind. Oh man, has anybody heard from Rufio?
Wait, Rob, so apparently you're okay.
Okay. Yeah, he's well, let's see.
Cause I added him to the call at the beginning of this. For anybody out there watching, we usually also have Rufio Jones, and he's usually the first person to pop up too. A lot of
Yeah.
the time,
Oh, he done stood us up.
I think so. I mean, it's all good.
Blake Thomas.
Why can't I find his name? Oh wait, I got him. I always forget I got him in here as his last name. Yep, just texting people on a live podcast. You know how I do. Nobody can see it. I'm not
I'm
saying anything.
Did y'all like go and get y'all furs and y'all buffs and y'all henny yesterday? I'm sorry, was it Moet? Celebrate the release of like Detroit's savior, Kwame Kilpatrick.
You know what? Like, I saw a post today that made me like feel like I'm gonna lay off. I ain't gonna go too hard because I saw some people going super hard on my man specifically, but like I saw a picture of like him next to one of his sons, and I was like, you know what? All right, man.
Yep.
All right, man.
Yep.
I'm gonna leave it alone.
Dog or
Yep,
some
I get it.
His honor.
I did ask somebody though, cause I don't know. What did they ever like rule him out of responsibility for that person going missing or whatever? Did that ever get cleared up? We're-
Rule him out.
We're
I
talking
think
about
that was,
our former mayor, Amanda.
I know. Sounds like
Everyone knows.
Y'all remember when we talked about Mystical and his crimes against humanity?
Yeah,
Yes.
But you know, I sent y'all in the group chat that they're like they let him out or he's getting out or something. Remember they were like, "There's
Yeah,
not enough."
I was
wow.
thinking of that because I couldn't remember how I learned about that, but that was you. You sent us
Yeah.
all a text.
Yep.
Yeah.
So now
Yeah.
the man is right here. Like,
Why? Break it out yet though. Like he been getting pump fake with his release for how many years now?
You said whose release?
See murder.
See murder?
Remember,
Oh,
Like he didn't get,
Oh yeah.
and they've been pump faking that for years. Like psych and all. Like one day, what's going on?
Is he in prison for life? Is he serving a life sentence?
Yeah. He is in jail, bro. Like,
Damn.
that's yeah. And from what I understand, I was watching one of the No Limit documentaries,
Right.
and yeah, he apparently didn't do it. Like the name wasn't right, man. It was
Yeah.
he didn't murder. So
He just used to murder those no limit beats.
Right.
Right.
He's not see murder. He saw murder.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It did have an A at the end, not the hard ER.
Mm-mm.
Right.
There's a distinction.
Right. Right. Oh man. Yeah, he's still in prison. He did not get the Trump pardon. Who got it? Kodak Black. As far as the rappers go,
I
Kodak
didn't know
Black.
he was in jail. Like, I completely missed the memo on that.
I did, and I was like,
Right.
but you know what? He's still. So one of the things he had been charged with, if I'm remembering this correctly, is some sort of assault. But that's still pending, so he can still go back.
Oh, wow.
Still go back.
He can still go back.
You think you a free man, and here you go getting arrested again.
I mean, well,
Like, so that trip to Dubai.
you know, some might say that he shouldn't have been let out in the first place. But him, who was the other? It was another rapper that got out.
Lil Wayne.
Oh yeah, Lil Wayne. Oh yes, Lil Wayne. I remember
Easy for Sheezy.
the very first time I heard about the gun charge, I was like, oh shit, 4D chess. He's playing he's playing 4-dimensional chess, because it was after the Trump endorsement that we hear about him getting this gun charge. And as soon as I heard about that, I was like, oh, it's a favor for a favor, baby. Like, I don't want to do that 10 years. I'm just going to yuck it up in this little photograph. I'll be able to like auto-tune it off later in a song. Do a collab with like Young Thug or something, and it'll all be smoothed over with my community.
Have the FDT remix, man. And
What about 21 Savage? Did something happen with 21 Savage?
Well, I know his like citizenship was like funny, because I guess he's like originally from the UK.
Yeah.
Apparently. 21-pound Savage.
Right.
I don't know if that ever. I feel like that got resolved though a while ago. Like his ability to like remain in the United States.
All that man was trying to do was rap and sing Cupid with 112. That was it.
that was it.
Did y'all
Right.
see that video?
I saw a piece of it.
I didn't even know that was a thing, and I was just like, he really loves this song, and
Yeah.
I don't believe him, because it is the jam. But
That is good to see though. That like, you know, people are human. I
Right.
feel like he had already kind of like shown that back when he was like dating Amber Rose. He was doing like a lot of just like shit that wasn't just like cookie cutter. I'm an industry person doing shit and portraying like one particular image. I mean, he definitely leans towards one particular image, but you know, he
he like shops at Trader Joe's just like the rest of us, you know.
right. But I don't know. I think he's good now. He didn't free Mumia. I think Mumia's still in there. I'm trying to think. It's another rapper that didn't get out that they were talking about. Bobby Shmurda.
Yep.
And Tay-K, who
Is
I'm
she
not
out?
familiar
Yeah,
with.
yeah.
Chief Keef, as far as I know, is on the streets.
Oh, okay. Keep up with rappers' arrests and releases.
I don't really either, but you know, people have been talking about it a whole bunch the last couple of days. So like, if you just peek on Twitter, you know, you'll get all kind of news that you wasn't looking for. Like I almost didn't see any of the inauguration stuff. I did peek at a few clips and pictures, but I didn't try to like sit down and watch it. Did any of y'all check it out?
I was on like work calls the whole day, so I haven't recorded and just haven't watched it yet. But apparently Bernie Sanders sold the show looking like he did not want to be bothered.
Yeah, he came there on some very regular energy.
Yeah.
My man had the envelope, dog. Like he was
Yeah.
still working. Like he was gonna hit the inauguration and like dap everybody up when he went out, and then go right back to his desk.
Yeah.
I feel it.
Sign some laws.
He looked how I look like when I'm going to leave the house and I just decide to check the mailbox before I leave, and I don't feel like going back up to put the mail inside our apartment. Just go out to the car. That's what he was looking like. He got the mail and he just didn't feel like going back in the house.
He's
Bernie,
gone.
I can still make that early bird special energy.
Going
And get my senior discount. Yes.
going to Denny's. Going to Denny's after this.
You know what? I watched Frontline. I started watching it Frontline on Joe Biden the night before. And it wasn't on purpose. But so you know, Joe Biden's been running for president all his life.
Yeah. For real.
And, yeah, like all of his
It's
life.
a long ass life, dude.
Yeah,
My life, I had to fight.
president. And so some things that stuck out to me. I mean, some people, I don't think as many people know that he had the speech impediment, and that's why sometimes when he's talking, it seems like he's all over the place, but he's really trying to get his brain together, you know, for his stutter, which is incredible. But I was thinking I'm like, man, this man's been running for president all his life. Is this a testament to, you know, anything you say your mind to, you can do it, or it took for the world to be damned to hell for Joe Biden to become. So
Right.
is this like, how do you feel, Joe? Do you
Right.
feel like, yes, I did it, or do you feel like,
It took all this.
Right.
All this shit.
God dang.
When she goes there, like he's that fourth quarter replacement. Like we can't do no worse, so let's just go ahead and send in the reserves. Like yeah, nobody wants to feel that way. Hopefully,
Right.
that's not how he's feeling.
Your
know,
whole platform is don't be the other guy. What'd you say,
Yeah.
Amanda?
I'm thinking is that, I mean, as far as his legacy as president, it's pretty much, you know, solidify. All you gotta do is kind of undo all of the shit that just, you know, happened, and don't do anything too dramatic. You kind of
Right.
won. Joe
Yeah.
Biden kinda won. He ran for president all his life. He finally won where he could be like Captain America, and then all you have to do, like all you have to do is like not be that bad.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
won. And then both times, like then you have Barack Obama to become VP, and then you got a black woman as your VP. So you kind of won the life game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's it's wild how that all lines up, because like as far as my life goes, our last president has been the worst president, at least at face value, right? Because like I know we've all started to learn once we became adults, like these presidents be like signing off on some messed up stuff, like all of them, like
Yes.
we blowing up people's weddings and shit like that because one dude is there that they don't fuck with.
Yeah.
Whole wedding gotta die.
Yeah.
Like that ain't right. That ain't right. But yeah, at least on face value, it's like Donald Trump is definitely the worst that I've experienced. So
Yeah.
it took the worst for Joe Biden.
So it's the worst. To me, George Bush the second was the worst.
But
But
see, like
Trump is a monster though. He's
Yeah.
like past the worst. Like
George Bush,
and not excusing George Bush because he was a
Right.
monster too.
but you know,
like,
like, George
Trump was like a different kind of monster.
business being in office, he got in off a family legacy. He wasn't even supposed to be in office. It was supposed to be his brother. For whatever reason,
Young
that didn't happen.
Jeb.
All right, we'll put Bush in there, and he ended up becoming a puppet. Because if you really look at what was happening, that was all Cheney.
Right. Right.
Yes.
Cheney
Yes.
was Suge Knight of everything under that president.
Yes.
Like, he was running
He
the
was-
I
He
mean,
was the
okay,
monster.
George Bush couldn't manage putting on a poncho. He got a screw through at him and dodged it like the Matrix, which I'm still impressed by.
Yes.
The
Oh my
reflex.
Oh, the man was not. I don't think he had any malicious intent. He just wasn't a good president. Like I don't
What's
think. If you
what's the
compare
word for him? I feel like a gump. That's like
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
gump.
a lovable idiot.
Yeah, remember last week I said that he was just a dummy. Like he was,
Yeah.
he was just a dummy.
So
Right.
dumb.
I'm just here so I won't get fired from the family.
Yeah.
Pretty
Jeb must have did something fucked up. He must have like said something or did something fucked up. He's like, nah, you can't be the next. Sharice, you bring up an interesting point too, pointing that out. Like, president is one of those weird jobs where you get a little bit more points for being like related to somebody else that did it, and that don't make no sense.
Yes.
Like there should not be what a legacy points basically. Like this is a college entrance or whatever. Like well, my parents went here. Like when my dad was president, so you're a shoo-in. Like that's not how that should work at all.
No. No.
But that's absolutely how it works.
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
For all intents and purposes, George Bush wasn't a good president. I was just watching the crack documentary on Netflix. And it just, every time I see this, it makes me laugh, but sad at the same time that they staged this whole like White House press conference about being sold drugs just outside the White House. And that man ended up getting set up and got prison time for it. And it was just like, are you kidding? Like, they found a guy, they like got him to purchase drugs and did like this undercover thing. And then they used the drugs in like a White House press conference to like, you know, talk about like the war on drugs or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole war on drugs.
But like George Bush had actually whipped that up himself.
Right.
Like, they was using drugs at the conference. Dang, '80s was different.
And get the Pyrex in the back, ain't want nobody know.
Right.
But yeah, that whole thing, like the crack epidemic in the 80s, especially when you compare it to the opioid crisis of the 2000s, like, man, I'm not here for it. The presidents that we've had since we've been alive have been super trash.
Right.
For various reasons.
Yeah.
Yep.
You just made me think of I know in some other countries, I feel like it's probably one of those countries where like the population is like extra homogenous, but like Norway or some shit like that. But they got stuff in other countries where like they got like safe drug centers where if you're like addicted to something, you can come in off the streets and use drugs in a safe facility with like safe equipment.
They do that in the Netherlands. When I went to Amsterdam, this is what, 5 years ago now. I went with Delana and we went to this bar, and inside the bar there was a poster on the bathroom stall that was shaped like the Superman shield, and it actually had like Superman S on it. And it said like, this drug, if you take this drug, seek medical attention immediately.
Wait, they smoking Krypton? What they smoking?
Superman. You smoke this Kryptonite.
Here, but you really need to go seek help, and you'll be fine after that. And I was like, you would never see this in the U.S.
Nah.
Right.
You'll see a poster of somebody calling you a crackhead, and then you'll never go to the rehab center.
Right.
So they smoking Krypton over in the Netherlands.
No. Those anti-bad things ads that they have overseas are very aggressive and very straight to the point and very like smoke this and you will die. Cigarettes murder people.
Right.
Like, those ads, I was in Greenland.
They do better with the basic shit. You was in Greenland?
Yeah, like Greenland.
Oh.
Like on the layover, and I was walking through the airport, and like they're not trying to hide the fact that like negative things are negative. Like on the cigarette carton, the box is this big, and the warning label is as big as the box.
Let's go.
Right.
You will
I forgot that's right. You was a flight attendant, right, Amanda?
Don't smoking cigarettes, like it's there. You will get emphysema. Like, all right,
yeah.
I think.
Oh my god.
Like sometimes during the Super Bowl, you'll get to see like ads from other countries for some bizarre reason, and people say that's too overt. Like, how do they get away with like how absolute, like straight to the fact that ad is? But it's like over there, they're not playing. They're like, this is what it is.
They must not have anybody to like pay off over there, because that's how shit works over here. If you can pay the right person off, you can make shit as big or as small as you need it to be.
Well, I wonder if they don't have like the angry mom groups or that type of stuff over there, because a lot of that is what drives some of the censorship here. Like there was some somebody actually brought it up earlier. I think I was watching Lily Singh, and she was talking about at one point that Hallmark just showed a poster or was promoting like I think it was a lesbian couple for one of their movies or whatever, and then that Million Moms group like pitched a fit over it, and it was like, I don't understand why people have a problem with that. Like, these couples exist and they representation too, you know, but I don't see that type of censorship. Like, hell, I was in Germany one time and they had a naked dating show and they were showing full frontal nudity. I mean, that's just out there. And I'm like, you would never see this on American television. Like, it would be blurred out, like Naked and Afraid, blurred out or pixelated, or there'd be like Adam and Eve leaves there.
Right.
Like, the censorship laws over there are not the same.
That reminds me of a couple episodes. Me and Rufio did the episode solo, but we were talking about Canadian television, how you could get Canadian TV in Detroit, and that's where we used to see nudity on Canadian television.
Yes.
I
saw the Miracle of Life film, no lie, on Canadian television. I just happened to turn the TV on one day. There's this lady with her legs up in stirrups, and I'm like, what's going on right now? And I'm like, oh, wait.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Separate. And then, like, I was like 8, 9. Like, I didn't even know what was going on, but I was just like, I don't do this.
What's crazy is that, like, as much censorship as we have, Americans are the most perverted. Like, like with all this,
they're making shit a mystery. You make things a mystery, you're gonna make people seek it out, and they're gonna seek it out in ways that have no form or function to them, and they're not gonna know how to navigate they're not gonna know how to navigate things in a safe way.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? By making it like this mystery or stigmatizing things.
Absolutely.
Sadly. That's how we get down in America. Oh man. But
or you're so quick to judge or feel judged just by mentioning something that you may be into, or, you know, you find out that somebody's into something, then all of a sudden, like, you know, there's an issue. It's just ridiculous.
I've personally, like, I've had to unlearn a lot of that shit growing up, because you get indoctrinated very early to, like, be judgmental in the good old US of A.
Yep.
When everybody's doing something.
Right.
That's the crazy part.
Everybody.
Absolutely.
But luckily for us, we have a new president, and it's a new day.
Oh my God!
It's like someone flipped a light switch instantly, and everything was great again.
I've been saying, like, I've been walking around saying, "You did it, Joe."
Oh, you got to do the Kamala Harris pose with it, like, we did it, Joe. We did, like, you.
For me, though, it's not like, I don't feel like we did it. Because, you know, like I said, I'm watching Frontline, and I'm looking at Joe Biden's story, like, from tragedy to triumph, and I'm like, you finally did it, Joe.
You finally lucked your way into it.
You finally did it.
My friend Dahlia Malik, she's a comedian. She had been tweeting since the Trump victory in 2016. Good morning to everyone except 55% of white women, because like 55% of white women voted for Donald Trump. She retweeted that every day of the presidency.
Wow.
And if I'm remembering correctly, that shit went up 2 percentage points. In this
57%. Yep. I was looking at the exit polls.
That shit went up. I was like, oh my God. Y'all went to the polls to be more trash.
Right.
Thanks.
Something striking to me is that, like, a couple of weeks ago, everybody hated the Obamas, but all they did was show up in, like, purple color. And everybody was like, oh, that's my president. Like,
Right.
Not only that, even you know, like a friend of mine, we were talking the other day, he's like, it's amazing how short people's memories are, because, you know, at one point, Joe Biden was a rapist.
At one point,
one allegation that came out of nowhere, like 20 years later, you know, one person, fuzzy details, but he was a full-fledged rapist, but okay. And now he's like you said, Captain America.
I mean, he could be, because the thing is, they didn't resolve. I feel like that didn't get a resolution.
They never.
I feel like he made a weird apology, and then it was just nobody was talking about it anymore.
Like, yes, yesterday we had cause for celebration because, you know, ding dong, the witch is dead. Like, I was just happy to have a future. Like, I didn't want to have to start picking out slave names for the plantation I was going to work for. I didn't put that in my future, and I'm lighting up.
We might have just got blued up this time around. I don't know.
Yeah. We was what? Detroit, Atlanta, Milwaukee, Minnesota away from it.
Yeah. And that was nerve-wracking because
very close.
Boy, oh boy. Yeah, I was just hoping the shit wasn't gonna flip back to my man at the end of that night, because you know, like I think that night it was pretty decisively in favor of Biden, but I'm like, damn, they ain't got all them precincts in yet. Hurry up and count them boys.
One night 4 years ago, we woke up and Trump was the president.
Yeah.
And I just knew that was wrong. I'm like, what type of alternate universe, Twilight Zone? I don't know what was happening, but I'm like, this can't be real life. This can't be.
They counted the votes in Howell, Michigan.
That it would like go sour. Like I just figured, like, oh, he's an idiot, and this will be like, I didn't know he was an evil.
Oh yeah.
And then like that, so many of the Republicans were like truly evil because they like, well,
Mitch
shit,
McConnell
if this the guy,
devil in flesh or whatever you want to call his skin suit. That
he got a bratwurst outer layer. It's all bratwurst.
You got a sing it like is up in the back or on the end. Yeah,
he got two little magnets on his back.
Made all of this worse. It wasn't just that Trump was trash, but then it became like McConnell was trash, and then like the rest of the Republican Party had no backbone and just backed this man. And then people started defecting like this was the KGB in Russia. I'm like, what is going on right now? This is crazy. So yeah, we no hope for a while.
And that's wild too. Like, here's the thing that I didn't know until the end of the Trump presidency. Apparently, you can pardon yourself, because they were talking about that, like that he could pardon, or like how do either of you know how they work? You say what?
Where are the checks and balances with that? Like I work in procurement. I can't even like approve a purchase order. Like I can't do a goods receipt on a purchase order that I may have created. So how is it like this man is able to go and just fully pardon himself after everything that had happened? Like nobody gonna check his presidency card? Like, all right, you good? Like you just gonna like how does this work?
It seems like that shouldn't be a thing, but like all the news networks were talking about it like it was a thing, or that you could leave like preemptive pardons. Like if so and so come in here and they did something wrong, whatever it is, send them back. Like you can do that for people that ain't been charged with nothing yet. You can do that.
What is that movie? The Minority Report?
Wow.
Oh yeah, when they were convicted people of crimes, they
think you gonna do it though. Like that's how it's working.
Yeah,
Lord Jesus.
Yeah, that seems bonkers to me. But
absolutely, that makes no sense.
But now I'm just remembering who else they left in. Joe Exotic. Joe Exotic thought he was getting out. The Tiger King dude.
Man. I'm disappointed. I thought he would be like at the top of the list.
Right.
We were all waiting for Tiger King season 2.
Right.
TV personalities unite.
Tiger or something. I don't know. Click on it.
Yeah,
Carol Baskin must have lobbied for him or whatnot. Lobbied against him. Like
he gotta stay in there. He gotta stay in. Yeah, this shit is wild.
He said that he thought he was too gay for Trump.
Oh yeah, I did see that. What did he say? It was something too gay, too something else. Too gay, too loud. What was it? It was two things that he was too, that he thought Trump was not banging with. But
bro, you can't do nothing for him.
Right. Oh yeah, he about to. Oh man, who was at the what's the German bank that like?
Deutsche.
The Deutsche Bank. Who I get what is it? They did something that like essentially signaled that they were going to start like actually fucking with his money. I don't know what the term is because I'm a dummy to that stuff, but they were like, yeah, we coming to collect.
Start looking at them IOUs like
yeah, like
this IOU for $100,000. What?
I think I'm gonna need that, Playboy. And ain't that petty to like do it like when you looking at your worst, like you down bad, and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna need that now.
the is he
better
dead
call
thing.
JG Whitworth.
JG Whitworth. 877 cash now.
Zero for students.
I have a question. What are you all expecting out of Black History Month?
Ooh.
That's a good ass question.
Ooh.
What are you expecting? And now, before you answer, we must consider the internet.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta consider TikToks. We gotta consider, recent history. We gotta
The
consider
pandemic.
HBCUs are making a really big statement, culturally during this time. We gotta consider podcasts. We gotta consider who's black, barbecue.
Right.
Rachel
Yeah.
Dolezal started a movement.
You
So
said
what do y'all-
what?
Say Rachel Dolezal started a movement.
What do
Oh
y'all
my
expect
God.
this year, 2021?
Ooh.
Shit, only thing I'm really looking forward to is a boost in these powers, man. I gotta take them.
We getting the boost in February?
4. Yep, I hope so.
Oh, let's go. This the first I've heard of it. Let's do it. December to February. Let's go.
February 2nd, that's what we're looking out for.
I'm hearing they unlocking some more. So
Yeah, because they didn't unlock their Kwanzaa.
right.
Negro American solstice. Like, why didn't that happen? I'm off.
Oh
Okay.
man.
Yeah. No.
I don't know. That's a good question though. Like,
Yeah, it's a very good question.
I feel like whatever we think of right now, we're still gonna be surprised because, Twitter and Black Twitter, I guess, for lack of a better term, is like a machine, an idea machine. So I'm sure they're gonna grind out some amazing things that are gonna make me like wonder, like, how did you even pull this off?
I'm predicting, in the name of generational wealth Twitter, that you can see your timeline flood with a whole bunch of posts about how somebody done bought an LLC or some land. I'm predicting that now.
You know what? It's
Why
not
not?
That's a
Like-
very good prediction.
spicy because that's income tax rollout time plus stimmy time might be in the mix.
Right?
Plus, first black VP black. It's a lot of
Ooh,
Black-
yeah.
celebrate.
It's a lot of ingredients. It's a lot of ingredients.
Hot for Black History 2021.
Yeah.
I'm locked in.
People be coming up with some shit that you just like. It's so much stuff that you'll hear of it way later. Like, I didn't know that they were making like Kamala Harris T-shirts where it's like a Chucks and Pearls.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't know that was a thing until the day after the inauguration. People was taking pictures with these Chucks and Pearls T-shirts.
And I still don't get it. I mean, I think I get the pearls because she's an AKA.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I-
that's an AKA thing. Okay.
Well, I'm assuming, right? Okay, I'm assuming that's what the pearl party is. But what's the
Chucks are because she stated that that's her favorite footwear.
Oh, that's her.
Yeah, that's like her power shoe
Yep,
or something to that
heels
effect.
or in Chucks. And there was a big flap over her cover on Vogue because she was shown, they have two different pictures. They showed one where the background colors were pink and green, so a nod to her sorority.
Mhm.
And she was shown in this like kind of casual suit, and she had Chucks on, but the lighting wasn't the best.
Is that the
Then
one? Wait, is that the one where it looked like somebody took a Michael's bag and just threw it?
No, there's been a lot of controversy with Vogue magazine not appropriately lighting
Black
non-white people, or I should say people of color, whenever they've had them on the cover. Like they had
Isn't it also linked to a specific photographer too for
I
Vogue?
think so.
went with a black
Yeah.
photographer before this.
Oh, okay. I thought it
He
was.
shot different pictures, and the one that they thought was supposed to be on the cover was her in a powder blue suit, looking, VP-ish.
Right.
And instead, they put the more casual picture on the cover. And there's still some, I don't know. One outlet said that they knew they were going to use that picture. Another outlet said that her campaign, I don't know what you call it. Her people were blindsided by the picture. So there was some controversy around that.
Okay.
But she was photographed in her chucks. But I mean, I guess her footwear caused a stir because she was shown getting off the plane on the campaign trail in them Timbs, and like the internet damn near lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim's. It was another one where she got off the plane with the Chucks on, and people were tripping out.
I mean, she's sitting on the plane, like.
Yeah. I actually like the idea of like removing all the extra pageantry and BS from like the political figures, like like let them come to Congress in sweats.
Like you should look like you're here to work. And every time I see
Exactly.
every time I see a police officer, I get angry. Sorry, took over. But you are not dressed for this job. You in these penny loafers.
Right.
And this tuxedo suit are not dressed
No.
for your occupation.
No.
And it just really burns me up. It really burns me. I really feel like I should just run. What you gonna do?
Do it.
That's how I feel.
Them loafers, like they don't have the best traction on the bottom.
You gonna catch me in them church shoes? I don't think you gonna catch me. I'm gonna take my chances with you in them church shoes.
Right, your Stacey Adams hard bottoms.
Right.
Yeah, but it speaks to like I feel like people should dress for like dress for what you about to do. If
I feel like people should be able to dress however.
Yeah.
Like,
Get out. What you gonna do?
With limits, because we didn't saw how Casual Friday went bad on The Office, and I don't want that in real life.
Hey, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it. I just don't like the idea of like stuff having to be like uniform or like tradition being held to such a high regard, because like in general, because in other aspects it can be actually damaging to people and institutions. So like I'm like, get rid of all the traditional shit. Get rid of all.
Pretty much.
Just
Did
let
you see? I think it was Kamala's nephew. He actually wore like some Jordans.
The Dior's.
Nikes. I mean, they look dope. Don't get me wrong,
Right.
but I don't know. I'm still one of those people. Sometimes it's like you at a formal event, dress for the occasion. But I was like, all right.
I'm the type of person where I'm like, please don't let me get money, because I'm coming in everything in sweats.
Yep.
If I got like the fuck you money,
Oh
sweats. I'm sorry, I keep cussing when the baby keeps coming in the frame. My bad. It's not on purpose.
When we talk about this, I want to talk about baby talk. So go ahead.
Okay.
Hey, when I was first talking about this, I thought you said that was Kamala's favorite skate shoe, like the skate, like she was skateboarding or whatnot.
Hey.
Like,
That would be kind of
I don't know.
that would be kind of cool too.
her stalefish might be kind of hot, like that 540.
I keep pushing like Lupe Fiasco.
Right.
I mean, shit is bound to happen one day. That one, what's that dude, John Ossoff or whatever? That dude's like 33, right? And he be like listening to hip hop and shit. So we bound to have somebody like he probably can skateboard. Shit.
Right.
He's in government.
I mean, that does bring up a good point. Like, I know there's been a lot of debate over like what's considered professional, what's not professional, and like, does it really matter at the end of the day if you're still able to effectively do your job? As long as you're clean and like, you're not excessively showing skin, like you shouldn't be at work with your side boob hanging out unless it's
It depends on your job.
Right.
But like in most cases, you know, you shouldn't have to be judged based on whether you're in a 3-piece suit or you got a hoodie and some jeans on as to whether or not you can do your job.
That's
Most
how
people
I
are
feel about it.
better in a hoodie and jeans because I'm comfortable.
Right. That's how I feel about most things. Like, man, just let people be what they are.
When I was a flight attendant, I felt like, why do we have these stupid ass outfits on? And if
Did you have like a little scarf?
If the plane crashes, we are the ones that are in charge of everybody's safety.
Mm-hmm.
But here I am in this dumb skirt and these stupid heels, this scarf around my neck. You know what I'm saying? But I'm supposed to evacuate an airplane.
Right.
You supposed to evacuate that plane and look fly while doing it, sis.
Yeah,
Right.
like,
Stay on brand while you save these
Mhm.
people.
The brand is the most important. Not the fact
Right.
that like the cabin is filling with water rapidly.
Right.
It's not important.
right?
And those suits probably can't even get wet. They dry clean on me, huh?
Yeah, you have to take it to dry cleaner and
That defeat, like, yeah, you really cannot effectively do your job
No.
in that case. God forbid, water landing. Oh,
Right.
gee. Someone didn't think that through.
Like I got a friend now who works for an airline, and she told me like it's kind of wild now. Like everywhere she goes, she's like extra disinfecting everything.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when she gets in town and like has to wait for like her next flight. When she gets to the hotel room, she don't take off none of her PPE until she's disinfected every part of the hotel room.
Mm.
And then sometimes, like, you know, that takes so long, and the next flight is coming so soon that you don't even get to sleep or relax. You're just like disinfected and getting on planes.
Like at least it's clean for the next person. Nah.
Yeah, it's kind of thugged out now at this particular moment.
And then I have to keep telling people too, because I've been on planes during the pandemic,
Mhm.
and I don't never understand why people think they slick. Like you walk past the row, they see that you have the mask on, and then they quickly slide it off, and then you have to get told multiple times that it has to stay covering your face. Like, how old are we?
Yeah.
the
That-
mask with the nose for me is.
Oh God, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? You know what I was thinking the other day when I was in a Walmart parking lot and I saw this guy. You know what color he was. He didn't have a mask on. I was thinking to myself, you know what? If my initial reaction was, you mother. Then I said, you know, thank you. Thank you for doing this work for me. Getting rid of yourself.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I just want to pat you on the back and say you're doing great, Dad.
Did he did he get turned away from the store? Because I see they've been doing that to people in a lot of places. Like,
You know, it just depends. Like here in the South, they not really. They finna negotiate. They finna try everything they can to please, sir. Please, can you put on this? No, all right. Okay. Okay, sir. So here in the South, it really just depends on where you are.
right.
Well, what's crazy is that like a lot of the places have masks at the door. So, you know, a lot of people like to fake like, oh, I forgot my mask or whatever. So like, I have one. And then they're like, I don't want to wear it.
Right. Like
And so it's like, can we get a manager? And the manager is like trying to negotiate, you know, just trying not to have this whole thing. So a lot of times, let them go. But you know what? Eliminate yourself. Thank you.
Right.
We don't. Do we need you? Do we?
Apparently, they don't think so.
Do we need you?
No.
From now on, every time I see an anti-masker, to congratulate them and make them feel like, yes,
Thank you for your service.
I appreciate you.
That's when you tell them, thank you for making America great again.
You know what the thing that's wild about here, like in the hood, and I really only go to one gas station near my house, but like at this particular gas station, for people that go inside, they don't like. There's a sign on the door for people to wear masks, but like nobody observes that shit. So I can't go in. Like I never go in. I do all my business at the pump. Usually I put a glove on when I'm navigating the machine, and then when I get back in the car, I quickly apply some sanitizer that I keep in the car and keep it pushing. But it's wild to me, like every time I go, I see people like going into the gas station no mask, and I'm like, man, this is not the place to do this. Like
the gas station in so long because I didn't like going in gas stations anyway, but
yeah, me neither.
It's really like, do I need to go in there? Like, if it's like, go see the attendant, I just drive off.
I do that too. If it does that, or if I like do something with my card and for whatever reason it doesn't register it, I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna go to a whole different gas station, not a different pump.
Yeah.
I just drive away.
Okay.
It wasn't meant to be.
Nope. Speedway is not getting my money today. Maybe British Petroleum will receive
like how bad do I really want to go inside, and how bad do I want these Cheetos?
Dude, I was about to
Not bad to risk it. Not bad enough
Right.
to risk it.
like sometimes gas stations are the only places that had the Laffy Tappies individually.
Right.
I'm gonna go get my watermelon, carry my apple, my strawberry.
I was gonna take
raspberry.
it. I was gonna take it in a similar direction, but in a more serious note. Like some places are food deserts, and like the gas station be the only place people can just get
True.
food in general. But like, damn, like still wear a mask. Come on,
Yeah.
y'all.
And I'm finding that black people really, it's so weird, like here, that black people are having this attitude around social distancing, depending on where you are. So if you're in like a hood spot getting food, and you kind of like, can you back up? They like, what the fuck you mean back up?
You braver than me. I just move myself. I don't be trying to talk to nobody.
I understand. Like you move, and they take that as an invitation to move with you. Like you move, I move. It's not like that. We're not doing this. It's not video. No.
Yeah, and like they're offended, like,
Yeah.
and it's like, I just don't want to die. That's
Right.
all.
I be looking at people like, bro, you don't know me.
Right.
Like
Maybe I got it.
I just came back from this Bow Wow concert.
I went to Piccadilly to get my mom some cornbread the other day. Piccadilly's is like a food cafeteria for old
Right.
people here. And they have a to-go side. My mom, she didn't want to make cornbread, so she told me to go get her some. I went to get her some. When I went in, there was a woman there. There were three of us. It was enough room for us to social distance, but there was one woman in there, and she didn't have on a mask. She just found a towel and just put the towel over her.
Like a bath towel.
And initially thinking, oh, she just doesn't have access to a mask. But then immediately I thought everybody had, at this point,
Yeah.
everybody can get you can get a mask.
Especially
Like,
if you say they're giving them out at stores down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, tied to her face with an alligator clip for like some shoe.
Right.
And
And
then-
it was-
And you know how much harder it is to carry a towel?
To get the woman's mask. And she brought the mask to the woman, and the woman was like, who is this for? And she was the only one in there without a mask.
like, you want me to do right? How dare you?
One of these, not like the other.
Yeah. And so I'm trying to stay out of people's business. But it's you. Like, and she was like, like, you know, like, lady, everybody here is masked up, and you had a towel that you did. I get it if you're doing the best you can.
Right.
Wet rag.
Yeah, but you're not doing. You can get a mask. Like these people went and got you one out the back.
Mhm.
Right.
And she's like, what is for?
Some people see a mask, and for them it registers like somebody like wrapping a bald eagle up in an American flag and then like shooting it and burning it simultaneously. Like that's what the mask is. Like you fighting against my freedom.
Freedom.
Oh, my man getting gropey. Hold on. It ain't milk time yet. We on camera.
My nephew used to do that when he was a baby, but he was never breastfed, so
It's instinct.
it just
it's
Stressful, bro.
When they
travel groups on Facebook,
hmm
and the number of times that I've seen people, yo, I'm in Houston, I'm in LA, I'm in Miami, what's to do? And it's like the overwhelming response is everything is closed. How have y'all not done y'all research, especially in LA? Like, what
Yeah.
y'all doing? Staying away from COVID? Like, what more do you want?
Yeah, I saw some stat like it was 1 in 3 in
Yeah.
LA specifically.
Yes.
1 in 3 people have been infected.
But how are you traveling
That's
to
wild,
the city, not understanding what the regulations are, the quarantine rules, and you trying to hang out with people that you don't know in the middle of a pandemic?
Yeah, I don't get it.
Is that important in the middle of a pandemic? Like, really?
man.
Off
You know,
top,
I gotta.
go ahead, Sean.
I was gonna say, man, I gotta hit that Yo Gotti concert. You know.
It does go down in the DM.
He
You're
threw
right
one too. He threw a pandemic concert too.
I feel like he's the type of rapper that would, man. Like, I mean, I like
It's
Yo
wild. I
Gotti,
feel like
the
a lot
songs.
of rappers are revealing themselves to be the type of rappers that would throw
Yeah.
throw a regular world style concert in the
It was
pandemic.
like Bow Wow. First of all, he had a picture out a few weeks ago where he was on like a tugboat,
Right.
like full-fledged rescue boat, talking about I got plenty of reasons. Why, like something about like I got plenty of reasons to smile, sir. It looks like one of those fake boats that you see in an amusement park on the side. They got the little steering wheel,
Right.
but it's going over.
Where
That's
it's
what that boat
just like
looks
it's just connected to like a track.
Yeah.
It just goes
This
around.
fool's going on a 3-hour tour, bro. Like,
This whole boat is flipping over type thing.
yeah.
But
Oh
you
my
out
God.
here calling, sir. I got it. And then to have a concert, who trying to listen to Bow Wow in 2021?
They want to see that move. That let me. Oh, Jesus. They want to see that. Oh, it's still killing at the shows after all
Yeah.
these years, boy.
Uh,
It's iconic. Oh,
oh
shit.
man.
Good old Bow Wow. But yeah, off top, I'm not. If I'm going to go anywhere, I'm off top not going to any of the places that they say are the hottest spots
Right.
for COVID. Like I'm going to the places where they make you sit down for 2 weeks and then come in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If
Mm-hmm.
I'm going anywhere, which I don't, one, I'm broke, but two, I ain't going nowhere right now. That's wild. But yeah, I got a friend who went to.
Be real. You trying to travel somewhere. We already know that Black people have a pension to go to 5 places: Atlanta, Miami, Jamaica, Chicago, and Houston. Did I miss one?
Vegas.
Vegas. So most of these places are not operating in any capacity for you to go and actually enjoy yourself.
Mm-hmm.
What is the appeal? Are you just trying to say you finally made it to one of these places?
I think that's what it is. Cause I mean, I haven't checked, but it's like airfare and all that shit's still extra cheap right now. Like, I assume it's probably not as cheap as it was when it first
They're
jumped
not
off.
dying out. I'm like, if you want to risk your life sitting in somebody's greenhouse for bacon and eggs, you have fun.
Not the greenhouse. What was that place in Atlanta that they were talking about? The
Greenhouses,
True
and keep in
Kitchen.
mind, I'm in the north too. It's what 30, 40 degrees outside.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't had nobody's bacon and eggs that have made sitting in a greenhouse in 30 to 40 degree weather worth it. Never, not once.
No.
Oh yeah, the eating pods.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Inside, but outside though.
And it's so
What?
blues.
So
But no, what was that place where they?
The way that we can throw up like eating pods in all like the America's homeless problem is
girl.
so annoying. Like it's so annoying.
Wow.
You did it, Joe.
Wow.
You did it, Joe.
That is a great observation.
Wow.
Cause they ain't put up no houses for the homeless during this shit.
No, you got eating pods, but not living
Nah,
pods.
they drew some lines on some parking lots in Vegas. It was like sleep 6 feet apart.
That to me was one of
Oh
the
my
most
God.
dehumanizing things I have ever heard in my life. Like, you would rather designate a parking lot for somebody to sleep in as opposed to giving them proper housing. You need to go to hell for that on every level.
Some of the wildest shit I ever seen.
In one of the richest countries in the world, that should never be a thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's already been said in more eloquent ways, but like this year has revealed that the United States got a tarp up with a painting of a functioning country, but
Right.
behind it we over here struggling. This shit is extra whizack.
Right.
Oh man. But we're at 1 hour and 8, so it's probably a good time to wind it down and head out. So right now, what I'm gonna do as I usually do, and shout out the people in the chat, anybody that came through. We had Most Down, we had Stole the Last, RC Mac Panther 22. Who else came through? Brown Man FGC came through. Shout out to you, buddy. Jonah Baseball was up in here. Oh snap! I thought I saw his name, but I wasn't sure. That's one of the producer homies. I think that was everybody that came through and said something. Thank you all for coming through the podcast. Love to see all my regulars off in the chat. I appreciate y'all for riding with us for so long. We've gotten to be in the 20s of episodes.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Lots of podcasts don't make it that far. So thank you guys as well for helping me put this on. It's always a pleasure seeing you guys and talking with you guys. It reminds me of when we all could see each other in real life. Like we did so long ago.
So long ago.
It feels like such a long time. We can go down the line if anybody has anything they want to promote or shout out, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. Whatever you're doing that you want us to know about, you can let us know.
I want to say hey to Kyrie. We missed you, bro.
He had a family emergency. Like everything is good, but he
Yeah.
had a family emergency. So
Missed you.
shouts out to the family. Hope everything is okay now.
Yep. Hope everything is okay, homie.
7 who, cause what are you doing?
He's coming through as a guest star.
What are you doing? Oh, I've been staring at 7 lately. He turned 2, and he's
Happy
just
birthday to that man.
talking, and I'm just staring at him. I'm like, this little motherfucker spitting. But what language is this?
Mm-hmm. They be going. They be
This is
going.
a whole nother language, and I'm just watching
Mhm.
like the way that we as parents or grown-ups who are in tune with the children know exactly what they're saying, but have no idea
Mhm.
what they're saying. It's such a rush.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's a mix with my daughter because she's starting to learn a bunch of words. So she knows a whole bunch of words and little phrases, but she still will have those little runs where she'll just be like, "What the cup of chicken?" Like, oh, okay, all right, sure.
And those are the ones they're most passionate about. Too.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
All of the inflection, all of the pizzazz. They be
And then
knowing.
look at you crazy when you don't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When she does those, I'll like, say little affirmative things, but I'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I hope you're not hungry. You know how to say a lot of foods.
Right.
So hopefully you drop one of them words and I can actually help you. I don't know what "sigga-de-bye" mean. Some
My
pootie
kid-
tang talk.
She over there scatting.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's the fun part. So those are my shout outs. Glad to see my girl is back.
Hey, I missed you, sis.
I feel like y'all coordinated the dark tops.
Mhm.
We certainly didn't, but
No, we did it.
Hey, both of y'all kind of got like a cream background too.
See? I couldn't make it to the lab. I couldn't make it to the loft. To the loft of the lab.
if you guys are looking for some Friday night entertainment, I am a writer for a show called Wise Kraken. So WISECRACKIN apostrophe. You can look it up on Twitter or on Facebook. And it's a game show where comedians are. If you played the game Quiplash, it's similar to that, but we have live comedians.
Can I get a link for that from your Twitter? Like if I go on your Twitter, can I get a link?
I'll repost it. Yep.
Because I can drop that in the chat for the people here if I can find it real quick.
Oh, man. Yeah, so it's an interactive game show, and I write some of the monologue jokes for it, and I also write some of the quips for it. So some of the prompts that they use for the game show itself. I am reading it now, Don, so it should pop up on my page.
All right, I'm going to refresh that, and I'm going to share that in the chat for the people here so they can check that out.
So yeah, if you're looking for something fun to do tomorrow night, you can just stream it online. Just trying out a different format, but it's still a pretty good time. And again, I wrote for it, so there you go.
Sweet. I just dropped the link to that tweet in here, and I'm gonna try to drop a link to this YouTube link in here as well, so you guys can check that out at your leisure. Excellent. Sean Uppercut, what you got? Oh, my bad. Sharice, were you done? Did you have anything else?
Yeah, I'm
done.
Okay.
Nope. I'm chilling, and I hope that you do too.
You know that reminds me of, and every time I listen to this song, I think of you, Poppin' Tags. We was like, Jay-Z's like, there you go, talking about weed and hoes again. Yup. Like, I always say that. I'm like one time and it just stuck.
Right.
Yeah, my mind goes to weird places.
I'm going to promote something real quick if I can pull it up quick. I recently did a guest verse on my friends in Pasalacqua, the group Pasalacqua. They just put out an album not too long ago on their Bandcamp. I'm gonna just drop their Bandcamp in here. Is that the Bandcamp link? Hold on. Copy. I did a guest 16 on one of their songs. But you should check out that and the whole album because it's good. And I just dropped the link in the chat.
What?
So,
I cannot wait.
It's the verse is very random and kind of has nothing to do with the rest of the song. But I had like less than 24 hours to get it done, and the direction that I took was the one that allowed me to write freely without too many hangups. So songs were completed.
Hey, them less than 24-hour verses be heaters, man.
Right.
They be heaters. That pressure.
It reminded me that deadlines are important. If you are a creative person trying to create projects for yourself, it's very important to give yourself deadlines.
Yep.
Because at least in my in my case, like I will work on things for too long, and if that pressure is not there, then those things will just be in somebody's drafts forever.
Not only deadlines, like as a writer, I found I know if a program I'm trying to apply to is in April, my deadline is usually like a week or two before that, but I still have to give myself milestones in between. If I don't, then I'm not gonna meet that deadline. It'll be like 2 weeks before, and I'm supposed to have 30 pages written. I got 2.
No, that's a very good tip.
Try to set milestones in between to make sure I end up hitting that deadline.
Mm-hmm. That's actually a top tier tip, because if you just out here setting a bunch of deadlines for stuff and trying to go at it, you might still lose sight. So it's good to have those milestones to keep you engaged, keep you cognizant of your own progress, your own victory. Because each one of those milestones, when you hit them, that's another victory. Build your confidence up, get your stuff done.
Absolutely.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you again, everybody. Thank you again, people in the chat. This has been Eternal Invite, and we will see you next week. Y'all be safe. Keep the masks on over the nose, and be careful. We love you. All right. Bye-bye, y'all.
All right.
Bye.
Peace.